Welcome to The Explainer. Okay, let's talk Portofino. When you hear that name, you're probably thinking of those sun-drenched cliffs, the super colorful houses, maybe some mega yachts. But what really makes it a synonym for luxury? We're going to go way beyond just a list of expensive hotels. We're going to decode the different flavors of the sweet life, the dolce vita, that this amazing Italian village really offers. All right, let's get into it. This quote right here, it perfectly captures the magic. Portofino isn't just some place on a map. It's a whole feeling. It's this incredible mix of insane natural beauty and a very glamorous history that's been pulling in celebrities and high society for decades. So how did a quiet little fishing village become this global icon? Well, its reputation as a playground for the rich and famous created a huge demand for hospitality at the absolute highest level. And that demand, it created this fascinating world of luxury hotels, which we're going to break down into 3 totally distinct tiers.
Okay, let's start with the first tier of Portofino luxury. I'm calling this one the foundation of grandeur. These are the hotels that really establish that classic Grand Italian Riviera experience. This is where you find the full service, everything you could want version of the Dolce Vita.
And what might surprise you is the entry point. I mean, for a legendary destination like this, you'd think it would be higher, right? But the classic luxury experience starts at a price that's actually more accessible than you might think. This is the foundation where it all begins.
What's really interesting here is the variety. You've got everything from the super historic Imperial Palace, which is a Bellibec property, from Europe's beautiful era before World War I, all the way to the more modern and intimate vibe of Hotel Bleu de Tea. It just goes to show that this grand tier isn't just one style. It's about having all those classic perks, whether it's a private beach or a knockout sea view pool. And speaking of Bleu de Tea, check out this fantastic little detail. The name is a play on the French phrase bleu de toi, which means crazy about you. How great is that? It just shows you what they're all about. A totally new way of doing things that feels like both a hotel and a home, all built around connection and just relaxing. It proves that even in the world of grand tradition, there's always room for a personal touch.
So let's move on up to the next tier, the boutique experience. Now, this is where the idea of luxury kind of shifts away from that grand scale and towards something else entirely. We're talking privacy, unique design, and a very carefully crafted sense of exclusivity. This is the private Dolce Vita. And yeah, with that shift, you see a pretty big jump in the price. The starting point for this tier almost doubles. That tells you you're paying for a different kind of value. It's less about having a million amenities and more about having this intimate, almost secret experience.
A key theme you'll see in this tier is transformation. A lot of these hotels, like the Hotel Piccolo Portofino, actually started their lives as these gorgeous private villas, just sitting there overlooking the sea. And now they've been totally reborn as these modern boutique hotels. So the appeal is pretty obvious, right? You get all the soul and the incredible location of a historic home, but with slick, contemporary design and a feeling of refined, romantic closeness. This quote about the Hotel Piccolo, it absolutely nails the feeling of this entire tier. The luxury here isn't shouting at you, it's discreet. It's really for the traveler who wants to feel like they've stumbled upon a secret, a private little escape from all the crowds.
The hotels in this tier all share that same intimate DNA. I mean, look at the room counts. Just 12 at the 8 Hotel Paraggi, only 18 at the 8 Hotel Portofino. Even the Grand Hotel Miramerritt, despite its big name, is run with the warmth of a private family home. The whole idea is to feel like you're in on a secret, away from everyone, even if you're just a few steps from the main square. And that brings us to the very top, the final, ultimate tier that represents the absolute pinnacle of the Portofino experience. This is where the legend of Portofino isn't just something you experience, it's something you become a part of. And right here, the price tag tells a huge story. We're talking another massive leap, which signals a level of exclusivity, service, and iconic status that's just in a category all its own. This isn't just luxury anymore. This is legendary. So at the absolute peak, we find 2 properties from the same family, Belmont. But they could not be more different.
You've got the Splendido, which is this historic retreat way up in the hills, and then you have the Splendido Mare, a super chic inn right on the harbor. They represent two totally different but equally ultimate versions of Portofino luxury.
This really gets to the core of the ultimate choice in Portofino. Do you want the retreat or the social hub? The Splendido up in the hills is all about seeing the view in this sophisticated, quiet way. But then, the Splendido Mare down on the harbor is all about being part of the scene. It's this chic, playful, immersive experience right in the social heart of the village. So, the ultimate luxury here isn't just one thing. It's a choice between this incredible, panoramic peacefulness and being part of the glamorous action.
So after walking through these three totally different tiers, let's kind of bring it all home and decode what luxury really means in a place like Portofino, and maybe figure out what your version of the sweet life would look like. This is the big question we started with, right? And what we've seen is that the answer isn't just one thing. It's not one hotel, it's not one price point. It's really about finding the experience that perfectly matches your personal idea of the perfect escape. So at the end of the day, here's the takeaway. You've got this three-part journey. True Portofino luxury can be the foundational grandeur of a classic hotel. It can be the intimate privacy of a hidden little boutique gem, or it can be the iconic status you find at the very top, where you have to make that choice between seeing the scene and being the scene. And that leaves us with just one final thought. Now that you've seen the options, the grand old hotel, the hidden gem, the quiet retreat, or the buzzing social hub, which version of this sweet life would you actually choose? The answer probably says as much about you as it does about Portofino itself.